Hey, welcome back to Rag Rugs by Erin. This is episode 2. In episode 1 I talked to you about how to start a rag rug made from sheets. In this one I'm actually going to show you how to prepare the strips for the actual crocheting. So I'm going to quickly show you just a couple of my rugs. You can refer to Rag Rugs by Erin episode 1 if you'd like more information on that. So here's one of the rag rugs that I made from sheets. Okay, it isn't finished because in another episode I'm going to show you how to finish it. But you can see that this is some pretty yellows and greens and some variegated ones. Okay, this one is probably my favorite one at the moment. I have another one that I'm working on right now that's quite a bit larger that I'll show in another video. And this shows chocolates and black, which is an unusual combination, plus the variegated colors here. And I really like this one. And one more quickly, so we can move on to what we're really covering. And here's a one with different pinks. Okay, I'm not a pink person particularly, but this is going for a little girl's room. All right. So, what we're going to use is sheets, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to prepare the sheets to make a rag rug. I use 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 inch strips, and we end up with, here we go, balls like this if you want to put it in a ball, okay, and they're actually quite decorative as well, and I'll show you how to connect them, at least one way that I connect them. You start off, this one happens to be a fitted sheet. It's pretty used. It's faded quite a bit, you can see from the corner down there where it was taken off. And I'm just going to show you, this is a piece of a sheet. This is a cutting mat. I don't advocate one over the other, this just happens to be what I have. You take it, and I need my cameraman to come in close up on this. You're going to line it up on a line, any line. Most of them have a straight edge like this that catches to hold it in place. And I run along, and I go a little over a 1 1/4 inches, and I take my cutter as a safety, which is really important. And because I'm doing multiple layers, I go slow, and it's not cooperating. I'm not sure why, but we'll move on. Okay, so you see how I cut down all the way through, and it just moves away if you're really firm. I just leave it where it is to move along. That was at 1 1/4, so I'm going to go to 1 1/2. Make sure it's another 1 1/4, which makes it down to the next 1/2 inch. Slow and easy. You can see how easy that is. Okay, and we have these nice long strips. So there's one way to do it. The next way to do it is to use a nice pair of scissors. Believe it or not, this was a Christmas present from my husband because he knows I really like nice pieces of equipment to work with. It makes your life easier. You're better to have 1 decent pair of scissors than 6 not so hot pair of scissors. I happen to have a little measuring thing right here along my table. You could do it any way. I'm not real particular on this as far as making it perfect because it's really not important. This is a quick way. You're going to cut down because I want it to be long enough to be able to grab, because I'm going to show you a quick way. Some people would just go ahead and grab at this point and pull them down, and that is definitely one way to do it. I'm going to do 4. If you're stronger than I am, you can do more. But sometimes I get a little greedy, and then I'm sorry that I did so many at one time. So these are all about 1 1/4 inch. The great thing about this, it doesn't have to be perfect. And you see how I have 4 strips here. Okay. And I'm going to try to do this on my own instead of using somebody else's help. We'll see if this works. So what you do now is you take every other in your hand. So this is 1, 2, and the other ones are going to be in that hand. Now I put it down in front of me, and I'm going to try to pull it apart. You have someone else to help you, and that's what I usually get my son. He's a big, strong guy to help me with. You can do all 4 at one time. So look at that. That was 4 strips. The disadvantage for doing this, it's quick as far as you get the strips quick, but then you have these frayed edges that have to be taken the scissors with and tidied up. And I sit there and watch TV and do this a lot of times. It's not a big deal, and overall I do think it's quicker to do it this way. Okay? So there's that way of doing it. Now I'm going to show you with a different set of, now let's pause, and we're going to come back where I'm going to show you how I connect them by sewing them. You can sew them by hand. There's a way to knot them, and that's another way that people do it. I don't prefer that way because I have a little bump in it, and I'm going to show you on the sewing machine how I do it. You can do it by hand, and a lot of people do, but I'm going to show you on the sewing machine how to do it. Okay, we'll be back in a moment. Thank you. Hey, okay, welcome back. We're going to show you how to connect some strips, but you can see this is my 1950s old sewing machine. I have about 12 sewing machines. 2 here I keep at the house, and the rest of them are at my shop. And I always refer back to this beauty. I don't know why I like her so much, but you see, you don't need anything fancy. So we're going to go ahead and attach 2 of the strips. And here's 2 here. And you just overlap one over the other. There's lots of ways you can do this. And I've done it different ways. And a lot of people do it by hand. Particularly if this is something that you do while you're in the car or something and you want to change colors, you can do it this way. So you're going to go ahead and put it underneath your foot and press it down. Make sure your strips are, your thread is quite a distance from each other, holding it firm. And you're just going to do a few strips, a few stitches rather, and I go back. Simple as that. Okay, we're going to do one more. You can production sew if you want, if you're into doing it in a hurry. I don't usually do it that way. Once in a while I do, but this is for enjoyment for me. It's not about the speed. So it depends on what it is you're looking for. Some people are looking for an end product quickly. I'm actually doing it to enjoy myself along the way. So whatever your motivation is, you do it that way. Okay, so we have 2 strips again. They're not exactly the same size, but that doesn't make a difference. You overlap one over the other. I like to fold it in half because that way you have a front, both your sides like this. When you're doing it, it kind of guides it through and rewrites it while you're crocheting. Okay, so you slide it underneath there, put your foot down. It's important to hang on to this. Sometimes I don't and we have an issue. Put it forward, do a few stitches, a few back, and you're done. So you can see how quick that is. Okay. So thank you for joining me on Rag Rugs by Erin, episode 2. Remember to go to episode 1 if you'd like to see how to get one started. And also, if you like this video and it was helpful, please go down to the comment line and make a comment there or put like, and I'm happy to answer questions. I refer to those comment lines. They help me to improve my videos, and they also help me to answer questions or know what it is you want to see next time. So thank you for joining me for Rag Rugs by Erin, episode 2. We'll see you at episode 3 where we add how to finish a rag rug. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.